welcome to Pizza and Politics, our weekly podcast where we talk about what happened this past week in politics news, and we eat pizza. I'm Sydney Mook.
And I'm Malachi Peterson.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Scott Walker, who just recently decided to drop out of the presidential race for 2016. We're also talking about the Pope's visit to Congress, as well as John Boehner stepping down from his position as Speaker of the House.
But first, let's thank our sponsors. Domino's Pizza, ordering made easy. Order online today at Domino's.com. And Rock the Vote, building political power for young people.
Today we'll be talking about Scott Walker stepping out of a race for president. I thought it was kind of interesting, but not surprising that he stepped out and resigned, considering that the polls for him are just really, really low. I mean, right now you have Donald Trump in the lead. I think Ben Carson's in there somewhere.
Carly Fiorina shot
Carly.
way up there after her debate performance.
Mm-hmm. And then you also have
Jeb Bush.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But he was polling at like less than 1%.
Jeb Bush was?
No, Scott Walker.
Okay, yeah, I was like...
Which was pretty surprising considering he was like considered like one of the first like front runners like 6 months ago, and then in Iowa he just started to tank.
Mm-hmm.
So not surprising, but he did say that he like encouraged other people to drop out, which to try and take down Donald Trump to get kind of a more unified message going out there, which I think is important because as a voter I'd rather be listening to messages rather than Donald Trump talking about nonsense.
Yeah, Donald Trump's really kind of just taken a hold of the media beast, the beast that is the media, and he's just kind of been the center point of all the headlines. So all these Republican candidates have been having a really hard time actually, getting their message out to the people.
Let's take a quick break from the discussion and have a special word from one of our sponsors.
TV is the best.
Nice try, Eva. Texting is better.
Nothing's better than Twitter.
Smartwatches are...
On to our next topic of discussion. The big news of the week was that the Pope was in the United States. Probably heard about it like 24/7. Pope Watch 2015. Anyways, he addressed Congress, and I thought was a very interesting speech. What did you think about it?
Yeah, his speech was actually about immigrants and how everybody kind of in North America, but especially America's, I guess, who he was trying to target in his speech, should be open to immigration and migrants because, as he was telling Congress in his speech to Congress, we were all once immigrants. Which is very true. My ancestors came from Ireland and Germany, so there's very few people that were, have actually been here since the start of the U.S.
Yeah, and it was pretty emotional for people. I saw like Marco Rubio was crying, and John Boehner was crying.
Everyone was crying.
Well, speaking of John Boehner and crying, John Boehner announced the other day that he was going to be, the day after the Pope addressed Congress, that he was going to be stepping down from his position as Speaker of the House. Which, not completely and totally surprising. Maybe the timing was a little bit more surprising that he was going to be stepping down. For me, it wasn't as huge a surprise.
No, I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, you have a continuing resolution coming up to up the debt ceiling once again to avoid a government shutdown because, as our Congress likes to do, they tend to kick the can down the road, if you will. Congress, I don't think Congress has actually passed a budget in years. It's just been continually... It's been CR bills basically the entire time, and they fight like little kids about it and stuff. And now, John Boehner resigning isn't really that surprising because right now his party is sort of in a civil war. You have about 32 freshman congressmen that were elected in the 2014 election or something like that. Most of them were Republicans. Most of them were Tea Partiers, so ultra-conservative, if you will. And there's been a battle going on between the ultra-conservative side of the Republican Party and the more moderates. And the moderates have been labeled kind of traitors by their party. And John Boehner was, his job is to try to get them all to work together. And now you have the Republicans trying to say, hey, we don't like Planned Parenthood, so we're going to shut down the government because we don't like Planned Parenthood.
We will.
We will. We will.
We will.
We will.
We will.
We will be counted.
We will matter.
We will stand our ground.
Special thanks to all of you watching and listening to this podcast this week. Leave us your predictions for who you think is going to be dropping out next in the presidential race, and maybe we'll talk about it next week. But next week we'll just be talking about what's going on in the world of politics. Whatever may happen, you never know. Thanks for joining us.